I'm Maggie Shane, and this is EatLikeYouGiveAShit.com. This week's recipe, homemade veggie broth, a must-have that's going to save you money. Now, I use the Instant Pot for this, but you can also use a regular stew pot on the stovetop. Never fill the Instant Pot above the max fill line. Pay close attention to that. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is add 6 cups of vegetable scraps. I have been saving these up every week. I just save the scraps, put them in containers, put them in the freezer till I have about 6 cups. Then I make my broth. I trim the skins from onions, the stems from mushrooms, celery pieces, carrot skins, potato skins, all sorts of stuff, greens. The only thing you don't use in here is cruciferous. So now I'm going to add some seasonings. I like a couple of tablespoons of minced garlic. And my secret ingredient, some reduced sodium tamari, about a tablespoonful. Now I'm using a couple of teaspoons, heaping, of Italian seasoning. I'll also add a teaspoonful of onion powder. And you can mix this up. You can change these seasonings any way you like. And I will use a half teaspoon of turmeric because I put a little turmeric in anything. Everything. Now, cover the vegetables with water, but remember not to go above that max fill line. Give it a little stir. Put on the lid. Be sure it locks. Add the jiggler. Thus named because they used to jiggle. And pressure cook for 6 minutes. Or, if you're using the stovetop method, you're going to simmer this on the stovetop for up to 2 hours. The longer the better. So when it starts to cool a bit, open the pressure valve to make sure all the pressure is out, remove the jiggler, and then carefully remove the lid. Now be careful. The inner pan is hot, but surprisingly cooler than I thought. Remove it. And then we're going to strain it through a colander. Now there are a couple ways to get even more broth out of your scraps. You can smoosh them down a little bit with a potato masher. You can just let them stand in the colander over a bowl for a couple of hours, and that will drain most of the juice right out. I like to pour the broth into glass jars. And then I put on lids and keep them in the refrigerator for a week to 10 days. 2 weeks is pushing it, but they keep pretty well. You can use this in soups and stews, sauces and gravies, and every time you do the oil-free sauté to deglaze. Now compare the homemade broth on the left with the store-bought version on the right. See how much darker and richer, and it tastes better too. Now add about $3.99 a quart. I'm saving a good $7 to $8 a week just by making my own homemade veggie broth. So save your veggie scraps, keep them in the freezer, add them as you go. When you get 6 cups, you're good to go. 6 cups equals 2 quarts in an Instant Pot and about 1 quart of broth, stovetop. See you next time.